Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the week 6 video lesson. We are going to start drafting or writing our argumentative essay in this week. And I'm going to make one longer video here. So please feel free to watch some of it and stop, take a break, or watch some of it, stop it, and think about what I'm talking about. So here we go. I'm going to try and go quickly so that the video doesn't last too long. So again, we're working on our argumentative essays. In this video, I want to quickly talk about some achievements and some successes that we've had in the course. I think overall we've done an amazing job, and I just really want to thank you all. I want to go to the Google Classroom and show you the activities and assignments. The main thing we're focusing on this week is just drafting. Drafting means writing a part of an essay or some of an essay, and then finishing and getting some feedback from me, and then you'll work on it again next week. So we've already started working on this essay actually, but we're just going to be working on it step by step. We're gonna look at some student writing examples also, like some examples from the Texas paragraphs, which were really, really good. I would say every student who submitted a Texas paragraph followed the instructions, did a great job. And I just chose 2 to show you, but really I could show anyone's paragraph and it would be important and interesting. I also took the names off of these students' paragraphs. Maybe just let me know in the future if you don't mind if I show your name when I'm showing your work. Then I'm also going to do a mini lesson on essay titles and introduction paragraphs for argumentative essays. Okay, so let's go to the Google Classroom and look at the assignments for week 6, the activities and the assignments. So let's see. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to classwork. Okay, and I'm going to go to activities and assignments. Oh, nope, that's week 4. Oh, whoops. Let's go to week 6. So you know what? I'm just not even going to open that. So the first thing that I really want everyone to work on is drafting your argumentative essay. So let's see, actually, if I click on that, maybe that's better. So everyone, you can see, I hope you can see, let's see, can I make this a little bit bigger? Yeah, there we go. So I hope you can see here. Here is the instructions for starting your argumentative essay. You already started it, so that's important to think about. Is you can use the writing that you've already written on the article "What True Education Should Do" if you want. Okay, so for this week's main assignment, I would like you to choose an essay topic. Okay, so there's 2 topics. I'd like you to choose a topic and write the title of your essay, practice writing a title, and an introductory paragraph or introduction paragraph, and then try and add 1 body paragraph. Now, if you already wrote one of those body paragraphs and you want to reuse one, just try to make it better. This is the place where you can look at my comments and you can make changes to your writing. So that's what it says. If you want to reuse your writing from before, that is a great idea. Okay, so the options for essay questions. The option 1 is, what is the best way to educate students? I know that's a very big and grand question, but you already started working on that. So for this question, you can use the short essay, What True Education Should Do, and the YouTube video on education in Finland. So you can add information or quotes like in your introduction or body paragraph using these 2 pieces of information. The second question is something that you're practicing right now for week 5, is should college be free? And for this question, you can use the Newsella article on college tuition, or you can use the PBS video on YouTube that I think says, should college be free? It's not as easy as it sounds, something like that. So please make sure to watch my mini lesson, which I'm about to do, on writing an introduction paragraph. And when you're writing an introduction paragraph, please follow these instructions or this structure. You want to introduce the topic. with 1 or 2 sentences. So introduce the topic of education or free college. You want to write a sentence or two showing your opinion, right? So for example, you would be answering the question, should college be free? You would want to write 1 to 2 sentences on that. And then you want to show an outline or plan for your essay. So this is where you would tell the reader what your essay is about. Like in this essay, I will explain, why college should be free and how the government will pay for it. So this is an example. So I hope that's helpful, everyone. And my son is about to come back inside, so he might make some noise. I'm sorry about that. So I'd also like you then to spend 1 to 3 hours on Voxy. If if you do the assignment and you still have more time, then a good way to fill up your 8 hours is to use Voxy. Also, there's another Newsela article that you can read. That's an option. This is an optional assignment. And this Newsela article is also about education, and it's about a special course that someone teaches at Yale University, which is about student happiness and well-being. And if you want to read this and use it in your essay, you can. It's just an option. Okay, so here's the assignment on Newsela, and you could also write about it in the stream if you want to. These are things for students to do if you want more work to do. I was talking with Das Neves in the office hour yesterday, and she talked about how she wanted to do maybe a little bit more reading. Here's an optional reading assignment. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. This week's classwork, there's a little bit less stuff, and I'm hoping that we can focus more on writing our essay. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. So here are the things for week 6. Okay, let's go back. I don't know, my dad and my son are talking, so I hope you can't hear that. Let's go back to the presentation here. And let's go to the next slide where I'd like to talk about some of your achievements. So here we go, back to the presentation slide. Maybe you can hear noise in my house, sorry about that. It's crazy here. So I just wanted to say congratulations to everyone who has been writing things in the stream. So first, Walter did an amazing job putting a video about his opinion in response to education in Finland. This is a really interesting video that Walter made. It was very well prepared and very clear, with really no grammatical mistakes or anything. I encourage everyone to watch this and just learn from it. We also had Graciela writing about education in Finland. And then Joanna, Andrea, Sean, and Graciela all talked about how they're trying to think in English in the stream. And I think that was really interesting. And I just wanted to congratulate everyone for sharing your writing and your speaking in the stream to everyone. So amazing job there. Other achievements that we have are using Google Classroom, Voxy, and Newsela. I think that's fantastic. Great job, everyone. This is really wonderful. We're all, using multiple platforms online to practice our English. So thank you. I also wanted to point out at least 2 student writing examples for Texas paragraphs. Here's one example that you could now pause and read. So please take your time to pause this video and read this paragraph. So, yep, maybe just read this paragraph. Okay, I was telling my son and my dad and my son to try and make less noise. All right, so this paragraph is really great for a lot of reasons. It's just a clear, easy to read, Texas style paragraph. I congratulate this student. You can see they have a clear topic sentence. Then they provide information from the reading here. They talk about the sausage casing part of the article, and they very clearly now state their opinion, right? I don't agree with that. And then they give an example. So we have like opinion and example mixed based on the reading. And you can see from here to here, they have sort of example and analysis. I would say maybe one thing the student could improve is adding a little bit more analysis. Like this is mostly example, but still examples are good ways to explain to the reader what your opinion is. And then finally, they have a really nice summary sentence. Therefore, I think education is not to remember the knowledge inside, but also to learn to use the knowledge to apply it to your life. So really great. And you can see, everyone, that this paragraph can be used in the argumentative essay if this student wants to choose option 1 for the essay, which is what is the best way to educate students. Here we have another example. So maybe everyone could take a moment to pause the video and read this example of a sort of body paragraph, a Texas style paragraph that responds to a reading. Let's just read this example. Okay, maybe you finished reading, you paused the video, you read the paragraph, great. And again, we can see that these two first sentences help say the topic. Sometimes a topic sentence could be 2 sentences, sometimes. These first 2 sentences help show the topic, that this student thinks that cramming knowledge into students hinders their development. They give a clear quote, the famous quote from this article about sausage stuffing, sausage casing education. And they kind of help explain the quote here. That means education as sausage casing. And then here they give an example and analysis. They give a personal example here, right? So this paragraph is great. The one thing I said to this student though was, they say, however, the college student once said to me after a lecture, I spend so much time studying that I do not have a chance to learn anything. This seems like a new idea, like we're moving into a new, or maybe it's a similar idea, it's related, but we're like adding a new quote here. And I would say like, maybe this, if you add a new quote here, it sounds like maybe you're gonna talk about it. So you might wanna leave this last sentence off. Like, so this student could work on that for their essay. I hope everyone's understanding what I'm talking about here. This student can use this paragraph in their essay, and these are some things that they could work on. So they should go back to my comments and check them out. Okay, so really two examples of Texas body paragraphs. To be honest, I could have showed more. There were some other really amazing examples. Even some students wrote more than that. They wrote really long, complicated paragraphs. And to be honest, I didn't choose those because they were too long to like go over all of the different aspects of them. So that's also another important piece of feedback, is paragraphs also shouldn't be too long, right? I would say a maximum paragraph should be like 7, 8, 9 sentences, like not really more than that, because you need to give the reader a break when they're reading your paragraph. Okay, so I want to talk about introductory paragraphs right now, and I'm going to start the mini lesson. If you are, tired right now from this video, and this is a good place to pause it and maybe finish it later, okay? So this is like another part of the video. And I want to start by saying, when we're writing an essay, what should go in the introduction paragraph? How do you start an essay? So everyone could think about that. What are the most important things to include? So I think many of you have probably written like first paragraphs of essays in your first language or in English. what do? It's an introduction. We need to introduce the ideas to the reader. What does introduce mean? It's important to think about that. Introduce. Okay, so I'm going to give you one helpful framework or structure or plan for an introduction paragraph, and I hope this is helpful for you. So 3 parts to a clear introduction paragraph or introductory paragraph, however you want to call it, or intro, as a lot of people say. So the first thing to do is write 1 to 2 sentences to generally introduce the topic. So for both essay questions, the main topic is education. So you should introduce the idea of education, right? Like, you know, everyone, you might want to talk about how everyone needs to get an education, or, you know, people have been trying to, you know, get an education for a long time in human history. So you might want to have 1 sentence that is just about education. Then the next sentence might be more specific. You might talk about college tuition or the best way to educate students, right? So you want to find a way to start kind of more general and then get a little bit more specific with your topic in the first 2 sentences of your essay. The next thing you want to do is introduce or add your own opinion, your argument. Like, this is your idea, not just like discussing the topic. This is your idea. So this is also called a thesis statement. I like to call it the main idea. And here you should clearly state your opinion. So here are some examples. College should be free, so everyone can have access to a good education and career. Like, that's my opinion. That's not a fact. That's, well, maybe it is. Maybe we think it is a fact, but it's also an opinion. Many people might disagree with this, that college should be free. Another example is, the best way to educate students is to let them develop their own interests and knowledge. Teachers and schools should provide opportunities for students to choose what they're interested in. So again, here's another example that is 2 sentences. So it could be that this is 2 sentences, this is 2 sentences, and this is 2 sentences. But you know, it all depends. Then something else I like to teach students is, maybe you should show a plan for your essay. Like, tell the reader about the parts of your essay. So this might be something like, in this essay, I will first discuss why college should be free, and then say how the government will pay for it. So basically, you're telling the reader, like, what's the first body paragraph about? And then what's the second body paragraph about? You're kind of helping the person reading your essay know what they're going to read. You might think about this when you read an article online. There's like the title and the heading and the first paragraph. They're all trying to get you to read more, right? So how can you get someone to read your essay with your introduction paragraph? Okay, so really quickly, here's at least one example of an introduction paragraph. And it's about what true education should do. I'll give everyone a moment to read this introduction. But you can also pause the video. I would recommend just pausing the video so you have a chance to read the full paragraph. Okay, so here, maybe we can see this student tries to introduce the idea of their essay by sort of talking about genuine education and then introducing the source. So that's something else, everyone, maybe I should have included. In the introduction, you might want to introduce the most important source. So everyone should maybe remember that. Then they also kind of give a little summary of Sydney Harris's essay, and that helps make the topic of the essay more specific. Then they give their opinion, right? We can see, I believe, they say, I believe that Harris's essay titled What Should True Education Should Do should be widely supported because it consists of many teaching problems and the author has explained it clearly. So then they give a little bit more. Maybe this is a little repetitive, but at least this student is trying to make sure they explain their opinion. They say, in my opinion, students have the ability to discover the knowledge by themselves and be proactive in studying or learning. So then they give a little more information. And sorry for my son's noise. They give a little more information. And the only thing I would say here is maybe this student could add a better plan for their essay. They don't really have a good like outline or plan here. So this is almost a pretty good introduction. Also, we can look at the title. Their title is very similar to their main idea. I think that's a way to make sure you have a title that's clear and connected to your essay. Is kind of rewrite your main idea as the title. Your title should be an opinion, right? It should be like an argument because this is an argumentative essay. Okay, here's one other introduction paragraph about a different topic. And maybe I'll just let you pause the video here if you want and look for the different parts of this introduction paragraph. Like, does the author introduce the topic? Does the author give their opinion? Does the author give a plan for their essay? So you should pause the video here and read this paragraph. Okay, maybe after you pause the video, I can, keep explaining a little bit more. One thing is that's great is the student sort of gives their opinion a little bit. They say that the documentary Before the Flood gains people's awareness about climate change issue by traveling around the world and collecting advice from experts, scientists, and so on. This is a little bit more like a summary. So be careful, everybody. Instead of summarizing, instead of saying what the other article is about, make sure to give your opinion. So I think this student could improve that. However, I like how they give a clear plan for their essay. They say this essay will introduce the causes of climate change, the solutions to reduce the issue, and how people react to climate change. So I see like a plan for each of their body paragraphs here. So maybe not such a great opinion here, but a better plan. Or in the previous one, they have a good opinion, but they don't have a plan. So this student, this is actually the same student. Maybe this student needs to work on just both of those things. And just remember again, like adding a title, make sure to add a title to your argumentative essay. Your title should represent your main idea and your introduction, and it should show an opinion, not a fact. Okay, these are important parts of an argumentative essay. Here are some examples. Make college free now. This is just like a funny title I made. Or let students be themselves. Another interesting title, maybe. Okay, so just review everyone. When writing your introduction, make sure to give some background knowledge, state your opinion, and tell the reader parts of your essay. You may also consider introducing a source, introducing one of the articles in your introduction if you want. Also remember to have a clear title that represents your main idea. Your title should be an opinion when writing an argumentative essay. So great, everyone. If you have any questions, send me an email or message on Google Classroom, or you could come to the office hours and ask me as many questions as you want. Thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you next time. I hope this video was helpful.